Well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. It is 48 digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, where I preview 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 p.m. newscast. Whether this is your first time watching or you're a tried and true Before the Four vet, I want to, of course, thank you for watching and spending just a little of your Thursday afternoon with me. Feel free to leave a comment. I can see so if you do so, but anyway, with all of that said, I believe it is time we dive into today's top stories. And of course, starting things off in the Shoals, where one family is grieving the loss of their 16-year-old who was tragically shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Sheffield. 48's Aria Pons has this story.
Neighbors in a small Sheffield community are in shock after a 16-year-old was shot and killed at a party on South Nashville Avenue.
It's just shocking to me, like I said. Nothing like this never happened over here before.
Sheffield police officers say the girl, who was a Florence high school student, likely wasn't the shooter's intended target. She is the second teenager to be shot and killed in Colbert County in just over a month. One neighbor and father who didn't want his face shown says he can't believe it happened again.
Y'all better put these guns down and realize life is too short. This is not no video game. You do not get no restart or no replay. It is over. One chance, one strike. It ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it.
The victim was shot once in the back. She was taken to Helen Keller Hospital, only 2 blocks away from the house, but sadly died due to her injuries. Neighbors say they heard around 5 gunshots and were shocked no one else was hit.
Yeah, everybody from around here in Sheffield basically family oriented. Everybody know everybody family know everybody. Normally don't be no, beef like that around here, not from the natives around here to stay around here, so it's just, this is random.
Sheffield officers have a few persons of interest but haven't made any arrests. Investigator Brett Evans with the Sheffield Police Department is asking anyone who knows anything that could help to come forward.
Any bit of information that you got, no matter how small, just call Sheffield Police Department. Anything helps, any bit of information. Just don't hesitate to call the Sheffield Police Department.
Well, thank you, Aria. And following up on this story, Aria is in Sheffield again today as police continue their search for the suspected shooter. Aria will have updates for you all coming up at 4. And now in Marshall County, where one police officer who was arrested for domestic violence recently had the charges brought against him dropped. On June 26th, Boaz police officer Carson Hicks, who you see on screen right now, was arrested and charged with domestic violence. He was taken to the Marshall County Jail and released on a $4,500 bond. Recently, Hicks's case has been dismissed. The DA said evidence from both sides made prosecutors feel like they could not prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. 48 Savannah Sapp is out in Boaz today learning as much as she can about the situation, and we'll have more for you all coming up in our evening newscasts. And in Decatur, where 48's Matthew King is today, Matthew will be bringing you all the story on the Decatur police officers who were fired or suspended over the shooting death of Steve Perkins back in September. The deadline to appeal was originally set for yesterday. However, the officers were recently granted an extension. 48's Matthew King will have more on that coming up. And speaking of 48's Matthew King, in case you missed it, yesterday Matthew reported on how Madison County schools are using one fire truck to help educate the youth. Let's take a look.
Well, this is no ordinary fire truck. Not only is it a white fire truck, it's also soon going to be used in the Madison County school system to teach students fire science.
This former Huntsville fire and rescue truck has a new purpose, educating the youth. It'll be part of the Madison County school system's newest program, the Fire Science program, where students will learn how to become firefighters. The truck will be a part of the students' hands-on learning experience. School board member and volunteer firefighter Heath Jones says the program will be valuable for the community.
I would just like to encourage everyone to get behind us and support this program. It's going to be great for communities all across Madison County. It's going to be great for our school system, and it provides them the training and the opportunity to develop their skills for their future careers.
Well, school leaders tell me they're beyond excited to get this program for students, and they hope to be able to implement it as soon as possible. In Huntsville, Matthew King, 48 on your side.
Thank you, Matthew. Such a neat idea. And speaking of fire trucks, the city of Gunnersville got one yesterday. And let me pull it up for you all so you can see it. Look at that, a state-of-the-art 2024 Pierce Saber fire engine. After its arrival yesterday, fire officials say the city is much better equipped for handling emergency situations. Officials say the new engine will start seeing some action within the next few weeks, as they still are awaiting a few more pieces of equipment for the truck. Well, it is Thursday, and you all know what that means. It is time we take a look at the crime going on here in the Huntsville area. Let's see who 48's Gina Benitez and Huntsville police need your help stopping this week.
This week, Huntsville police are searching for a couple of accused thieves and several others wanted for more sinister crimes. If you know where any of them are, you could earn yourself some cash. Huntsville police are looking for Passion Rice. They say she forged a business check and deposited it for her own personal use. Cordell Parkus Jr. is wanted for criminal mischief. Authorities say he did thousands of dollars worth of damage to someone's car. Police also want to bring in Tremaine Jones on a domestic violence charge. They believe he choked his ex-girlfriend to the point of unconsciousness. Robert Sandifer is wanted for failing to register as a sex offender with local law enforcement. And Brianna Nurse is accused of stealing a credit card from a coworker to pay personal bills. It's easy to earn up to $1,000 if you recognize any of these people. Just call 256-53-CRIME. You can also text or email your tips. For more information, visit the Crime Stoppers link on our website, WAFF.com.
Thank you, Gina. And out in the Shoals, a Muscle Shoals man who was facing a capital murder charge recently pled guilty to murder in exchange for a life sentence with the possibility of parole. Now, according to our news partners at the Times Daily, LaVentrice Johnson, who you see on screen, entered a plea to avoid the death penalty or life in prison without parole. He pled guilty Tuesday. Johnson was indicted by a grand jury on the capital murder charge in connection to the shooting death of 42-year-old Carl Ricks. Now in national news, last night President Biden making just his fourth ever Oval Office address to the nation, becoming the first sitting president since Lyndon B. Johnson to announce he won't seek another term. The speech is widely seen as an attempt to not only define his legacy, but to pass the mantle on to his Vice President Kamala Harris, who's now busy looking for a running mate of her own. And of course, former President Donald Trump had plenty to say about all of that. NBC's chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander, has all the angles covered.
I revere this office, but I love my country more.
In a historic Oval Office address, President Biden detailing the most consequential decision of his lengthy political career.
It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think it's more important than any title.
It comes less than a month after a poor debate performance and pressure from Democrats led him to drop out of the race.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition.
The president insisting the best way forward to pass the torch to a new generation.
There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now.
President Biden praising Kamala Harris, who he endorsed this week.
She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country.
Watching from inside the Oval Office, the president's family appearing to comfort him afterwards. The First Lady later sharing this handwritten note on social media, thanking those who never wavered and encouraging her husband's supporters to now put that trust in Harris. The vice president in Houston this morning to deliver a speech to the nation's largest teachers union. On Wednesday in Indianapolis, she vowed to fight for reproductive rights.
And when I am president of the United States, and when Congress passes a law to restore those freedoms, I will sign it into law.
Harris could be close to another high-profile endorsement from former President Obama. 4 people familiar with the discussions tell NBC News he's expected to throw his weight behind her soon. All of it as Harris is facing an August 7th deadline to name a running mate. Among the top contenders, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly.
Would you accept it?
Again, this is not about me.
And Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
She kicked butt and she earned the support and she earned the nomination, and I'm proud to support her.
Thank you. And now in sports, high school football media days is going on this week across the Tennessee Valley. And 48's Cam Durr reports yesterday from Shoals Media Days. And let's take a listen.
The countdown to kickoff can officially begin. We are just 29 days away from student sections packing out, bands rocking the stands, and, well, football teams across the Tennessee Valley and all of North Alabama putting on their best for one night of the week. That's right, the spectacle that is high school football is back, and Friday Night Lights is just around the corner. But first, media days. 23 teams on tap today, gearing up for the season that's knocking as every team across the state sets out on an 11-week journey plus a postseason, each with a common goal.
Win as many games as we can and advance to the playoffs.
Win as many games as possible, go 15-0.
We're shooting for the stars. We plan on going 15-0, nothing less than that.
In 4 short weeks, the Friday Night Lights turn on, but you can stay up to date all season long on the 48 Sports Zone app right at your fingertips. Be sure to download that in the iOS or Google Play Store. We'll see you in week 0. Reporting in Sheffield, Cam Durr, 48 Sports, on your side.
15-0, gotta love it. They're certainly in it to win it. Well, thank you, Cam. Now, what in the world is going on this weekend in North Alabama? Well, I do know about one free event happening at Big Spring Park tomorrow night, and that is, of course, Light Up the Night. That's right, it's time to get your glow on, and yesterday in a 48 Now interview, I got the chance to speak with Miss Jamie Smith with Huntsville Parks and Recreation. Jamie said the event is a perfect way to cap off National Parks and Recs Month. Let's take a listen. Jamie, can you talk a little bit about this Light Up the Night event and really how it all came about?
Sure. So this will be our second year running with Light Up the Night, and it came about because we like to celebrate Parks and Recreation Month, and that is in the month of July. And so we have a series of events going on throughout our community centers and our parks to welcome the community out for free family fun. And we just thought lighting up Big Spring Park, everybody's favorite downtown area to hang out, would be a great way to celebrate.
How did Parks and Recs Month, how did that all come about?
Well, that's actually a national thing, Parks and Recreation Month. So that gets passed down to us to celebrate on a local level. So we just completely embrace that. We have special events throughout the month at different community centers. We have open houses. We do specialized events. We just finished up with our first inaugural color run at John Hunt Park. And then, like I said, the Light Up the Night event will be our finale for the month so that we can just all celebrate together as a community.
Yep, head on out to Big Spring Park tomorrow or Friday night. Bring a glow stick or two and just let it shine. Event starts at 6 until 9 p.m. Now, here's a really cool story I found earlier. Have you ever heard of trash walking? It combines trash talk with the benefits of taking a walk. And in the state of Alaska, there's a group that trash walks every single day in their own neighborhood. The payoff? Clean streets and coffee meetups. Here's KTUU's Dave Allgood with the story.
They're picking up before most of us are waking up.
So we usually try to get 3, maybe 4 miles in the morning. It's good.
The early morning quiet of this neighborhood is punctuated with the sounds of
Twisted tea and Corona, probably my favorites.
You lost something.
Well, it's somebody's dinner, I guess, from last night.
No, not that. But that is a part of what's going on.
Just feeling good about doing something good for the community.
You see, these three, they're doing their part.
This is all kinds of weird stuff.
Monday through Friday, all year round.
To keep their downtown Anchorage neighborhood litter-free. Why?
It's a good way to keep the place looking good, and like I say, the exercise is great.
Because I like my town.
Because there's a lot of trash. You know, it's kind of disheartening to see so much of it every day.
Today, Joe, Rod, and his wife Pat met, as they always do, at 6:30-ish in the morning here at 11th and N Street, and
off to 15th and Cordova.
And just like that, they're off scattering like a superhero team on a scavenger hunt. Armed with only their grabbers, they disperse and descend on rogue rubbish like eagles on the hunt.
We get stopped a lot, and people will say thank you for doing this. So yeah.
This has been going on for...
We've been doing it Monday through Friday for over 50 years.
Half a century. That's founder of the group, Judy Sedgwick.
I would say the camaraderie with the neighborhood is really one of the great joys.
And do they have a name?
Trash Patrol, whatever.
Trash Patrol or Trash Fairies.
It's magical how they seem to fly across town, filling their bags with discarded debris. Finding things like...
Well, passports, driver's licenses, credit cards.
And get this, they even...
But no, one time we found a parrot.
What?
A parrot, yeah, somebody lost a parrot.
And no, its owner wasn't a pirate. But the booty they find out here goes right in here. So whether it's sweeping glass off the road, or waving to a neighbor,
welcome back,
or the adoring sounds of a canine admirer, the trash is the reason they hit the roads, but the payoff is the perky ending.
But it all ends here at Sagaya's with meeting with our friends and having coffee. And
It's the spot.
A landfill of laughs is worth the morning miles. I'm Dave Allgood, and Trash Talk...
I have some wonderful friends because of it.
Starts my day out right.
...is the Allgood News.
Well, how cool. Now let's talk about the stories you're just not going to want to miss in tonight's newscast. The latest on the new Sportsplex coming to Florence, the latest on the Starliner situation in outer space, and an incredible story about a bus driver saving a toddler wandering in the street. These are all just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss in tonight's newscast. And of course, you're just not going to want to miss the 48 First Alert forecast from Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis to see if the weather might put a damper on your weekend plans or not. Now, you all know what time it is. It is, of course, time for Facebook fun. And let's pull up today's Facebook question, why don't we? And we asked, what is the most used app on your phone? I know what mine is. Mine is definitely the Apple Music app. When I'm not working, I'm typically listening to music, even like I'll go to the gym, I'll have my music app running. So it's definitely the Apple Music app. But let's see what you all had to say. Donna said when she's at home, it's Facebook, but when she's trucking, it's Google Maps. Google Maps is everyone's best friend. Apple Maps is good too, but Google Maps, there's just something different about it. Donna, thank you so much for commenting. Let's see, Matthew said eBird, Merlin, or All Trails. And something tells me that Matthew likes to go bird watching and he likes to be out in nature. Matthew, that's super awesome. Keep it up. And I love your profile picture. That is one beautiful bird. But Matthew, thank you for commenting. Stephanie said YouTube. Gotta love YouTube. We're live streaming on YouTube right now, as a matter of fact. Stephanie, if you're watching, comment. I'm watching, but Stephanie, thank you. And then Danny Harris said his Dexcom 7. Nothing wrong with that. Danny, thank you for commenting. Greatly appreciate it. And then Bruce Booker said the 48 weather app. And of course, Bruce said it. You heard it here first. If you haven't done so already, make sure you download the 48 First Alert weather app. join Bruce, join the dark side that Bruce is on. But you'll get all the breaking weather alerts and turn on those push alerts and never miss a breaking weather alert. Same goes with the 48 digital app. Turn on those push notifications and never miss a breaking story. But Bruce, thank you for commenting. Well, that is all the time I have in today's Before the Four, but I, of course, want to thank you so much for sticking around and spending a little bit of your Thursday afternoon with me. I hope you all have a great weekend. I will not be doing this Before the Four tomorrow, so I hope you all have a great weekend and do something fun, do something for you this weekend. But with that said, that is all the time I have. Enjoy tonight's newscast, and of course, thanks for watching. You all have a great night.